Las Vegas 2010. Being home for the summer made everything real. It was impossible to pretend dad was alive when mom walked around like a zombie, and our once strict household now had no rules. I spent my days hanging by the pool with my shallow friends. Our backyard was an oasis. We had a glowing green lawn, a huge pool with an in pool shallow tanning deck, a diving board, trampoline, barbecue, hammock, putt putt on the side yard, and palm trees that twisted and turned like the hotels on the strip. One palm tree hung over the pool intentionally so we could jump off of it into the pool. Mom didn't even notice we were spiking our drinks. Most nights, I watched movies or went to house parties with my high school friends. I didn't really care what I did as long as I wasn't alone. The nights alone in my room were almost unbearable. Drinking helped with my insomnia. It allowed me to pass out instead of consciously waiting for sleep to find me every night. So I made plans every night I could, because drinking with friends over summer break felt normal. Drinking alone in my room did not. I had insomnia since birth. Sleeping 4 hours a night was normal for me. I couldn't understand how people liked to sleep. Since I was tiny, I would just lie there. But sleep would never come. A doctor once said I had an overactive mind. Another one said it was genetic. My dad also suffered from insomnia. Either way, I couldn't sleep and pills didn't help. I tried them all. And when sleep did come, so did the night terrors. I was plagued by a darkness watching over me from the corner of any room I slept in. The night, for me, was a time of terror, not to mention occasional sleepwalking. The nightmares got worse whenever someone slept in my bed. That's when one specific nightmare took root, over and over and over. No matter who it was, it made me dread sleepovers. Sleeping was hard enough, and being in the house where my dad died made it 100 times worse. Can you believe summer's already over? Jenny asked, sipping her spiked Coke and reapplying her tanning oil. Jenny was my best friend from home, if you can call it that. We were like Blair and Serena from Gossip Girl, joined at the hip but always competing with one another. It flew by, but I'm ready to go back, I said, floating in the water and staring at the cloudless sky. I liked it better at school. At school, I could just pretend dad was still alive, at home with mom all semester. Ugh, not me. I like the freedom, but I hate the homework part, Allie complained. Allie was my other best friend. Although it felt like I was constantly trying out for the part, she wasn't in the same realm as Jenny and me in the grades department, but she made every situation more fun and was the life of the party. Well, not much has changed there, I splashed Allie. Hey! Allie yelped, throwing a pool noodle at me from her lounge chair. Plus, this year, I get to live with my two besties in a house a block from the beach, I bragged. The best thing about sophomore year was living off campus. Everyone at USD lived on the Mission Beach Peninsula. I couldn't imagine a cooler college experience. There were only two bars that everyone walked to, and beach block parties every weekend. Emma, Abby, and I spent weeks on FaceTime sending each other rental links. All the houses that the students rented were vacation rentals, so they were fully finished and decorated with shells and boat anchors, but we wouldn't mind. We hadn't seen any in person yet, but our parents had already put down the deposit and signed the lease on our new home. At night, when I couldn't sleep, I would stare at the pictures, longing for time to pass more quickly. I'm sure Dylan is excited to see you, Jenny teased. Things were surprisingly chill when I went to visit him this summer, so I think he's finally accepted that we're just friends, I said, spitting water out of my mouth like a fountain at them all. You're telling me you guys didn't hook up at all when you visited? Allie frowned. I'm not saying that, I rolled my eyes. I just mean he knows I can't offer him anything more right now. Guys always want what they can't have, Spency. It's in their DNA, Allie said smugly. She's right, Jenny agreed. They were probably right, but I pushed the thought aside and dove deep into the water. I loved it at the bottom of the pool. It was so still, so silent. At the bottom of the pool, I could be a mermaid. I could be an explorer diving for treasure. If it weren't for the needed air, I would stay down there forever. Are you going to get back on the saddle this year? It's been like forever since you broke up with Marshall, Jenny prodded when I came back up. It had felt like forever. It'd been the loneliest summer of my life. I don't know, all the guys at my school are so hot, Allie asked. Rich, Jenny added. Fun, Allie and Jenny laughed together. I hated when they ganged up on me. Immature, I responded. College is for having fun, Spency, not for finding your husband, Allie mocked. I know, but I just want something deeper than hooking up at parties and wearing matching outfits to dances, I sighed. You read too many romance novels. Allie picked up her phone, bored by our conversation. Maybe I did. God, please let sophomore year be different. I dove deep under the water where I could be anything I wanted.